watching the station covering all of the DMV. DC News Now continues.
Well, we tied some record high temperatures yesterday, especially in D.C., reaching 104 degrees. Today won't be quite as hot as that, but still, when you're factoring that humidity, it will make these temperatures feel like we're into the triple digits again, which is why there is that heat advisory issued for today. No more excessive heat warnings, but still with the heat advisory, you still want to make sure that you are taking those heat precautions and staying in the AC as much as possible or seeking the shade as much as possible if you have to be outside for an extended period of time. Go with a high temperature of 98 in D.C., upper 90s Fredericksburg, lower 90s for much of the I-81 corridor. Here's that heat advisory. It includes most of the area, and that's again shaded in orange. It does not include the mountains or even parts of West Virginia in that heat advisory for the day today, which goes into effect at 11 o'clock this morning. Those current temperatures, those are starting off in the 70s and 80s, still holding in the middle 80s in D.C. Very warm start to the day. Low 80s in Lexington Park. Seeing those 70s up and down the I-81 corridor to start off your Wednesday. Those dew points still elevated, upper 60s to low 70s, still very humid and very tropical feel to the air again today. It's later on this week. I would say Thursday, we start to notice those dew points driving. Certainly by Friday, feeling much more comfortable in comparison to the last several days. We're watching as that cold front off towards our north and west will be approaching our area, and that'll be firing up the showers and thunderstorms that we'll see develop later on this afternoon. Some of these storms will contain those heavy downpours, and really dependent on the trailing of some of these thunderstorms over the same area, that could lead to that flash flooding, which is why there is that flood watch that has been issued, and that's for much of parts of the I-95 corridor. So we're including Northern Virginia, the DC metro area, the Beltway as well, even up towards Baltimore, as also parts of Maryland. We're also talking over towards Anne Arundel County, as well as Prince George's County and parts of Montgomery County. So if you're in those areas, make sure you are staying weather aware through the day today. Also want to stay weather aware if you're in any area shaded in yellow on this screen. That includes much of our area too. This is at slight risk for that threat for some severe thunderstorms later on this afternoon. It includes parts of the I-81 corridor and then areas eastward. So if anything today, we're looking at those heavy downpours leading to some lower visibility and the potential for some ponding and flooding, but also that potential for gusty and damaging winds associated with any of those severe storms. So in terms of timing, by about 2 p.m., we're looking at a bit more of that shower and thunderstorm activity developing back over towards the westernmost parts of the area, back over towards I-81, the mountains region. They'll be approaching the I-95 corridor as we get closer and closer towards that evening commute time frame. Really not ideal timing. However, if that cold front does slow a little bit, this would delay this timing a little bit, so just a heads up for that. As we look at towards 4, 5, 6 p.m., really we'll likely see much of the activity over the eastern half of the area, including the district, and eventually that will slide out and push its way out by about 7, 8 p.m. So closer towards sunset is really when any of those showers or storms really wind down later on this evening, because we don't really have the daytime heating of the day for those thunderstorms to really thrive off of. Highs tomorrow, not quite as high as the day today, certainly closer to normal. Going with high temperatures, upper 80s to lower 90s. And as I mentioned before, we'll see that humidity dropping through the day, but then really noticing much lower humidity as we look ahead towards your Friday. Here's the rest of that 7-day outlook. So today, again, it's shaded in red because it's a DMV first warn day, more so for the threat of some strong to severe thunderstorms, but also still it's going to be a hot one today after the last several days. Low 90s tomorrow, right around 90 for Friday, which is seasonable, along with Saturday. Could see that stray thunderstorm Saturday, spotty thunderstorms on Sunday. Shanika, what are you seeing on the roadways this morning?